What is good, Internet? Is the No Justice Podcast, home to the pettiest nerds on the internet. We are your hosts, David and Zach, but we got one more. Everybody say hi to fuckboy Adam. Hi, Adam.
Fuckboy
It's your
Adam.
boy.
All right. So this episode is pretty much just gonna be about fucking Spider-Man Far From Home. So there ain't gonna be no other news, nothing like that. So let's just go ahead and start off with a spoiler-free review. Adam, since you're new to the team, what's your rating of the shit in general impressions?
It was really fucking trippy. One of the best Spider-Man movies. I'll give it 9 out of 10.
Okay. Zach?
Review and rating was weak and whack. It was the greatest Marvel Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. I'm not counting Sony on that list.
Okay.
I just can't decide with Spider-Verse, and it's easily a 9.5.
Okay.
I had to call you out like that. It's just that's how it be.
For me, I include Sony in that list, so it is a strong number 2. But because of some personal hangups, I'm teetering between a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. Acting was good. The movie felt genuinely funny more times than not in comparison to other MCU movies. And it was just a nice pace, solid adventure. So if none of y'all got any other general impressions y'all want to give off, we can go ahead.
I thought it was knee slapping funny. I was ugly laughing the whole time. I'm sure nobody wanted to be with me.
I had strong chuckles, but I wasn't laughing like that except for like 2 parts. But
I mean, like there were times they'd say a joke and I'd be like,
"Oh, you did the old man wheeze."
I was wheezing at everything. Oh yeah, like I mean, when I was ugly laughing, bro. My brother was sitting next to me. He's like, "Dude, it's not that fucking funny." I'm like, "Yes, it is."
Oh shit! All right, let's fuck it. We're gonna go ahead and go into spoiler territory. So if you do not want to hear the rest of this about the fucking movie, I don't even know why you clicked on this goddamn video. But spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Yo, first and foremost, that
Batman
fuck.
dies.
Shut the fuck up, Adam.
Did you say Batman died?
Yeah, he said Batman dies. Okay, so opening of this movie. That is the worst part of it to me. Like, this is my Spider-Man bias coming out. I hated all the fucking Iron Man talk. I really did. Like, I'm like, he's dead. Let the fucking nightmare be over already. Shit.
Let the past die.
Yes.
Oh no, wait, that's a Star Wars quote. I was really thinking Thanos said that. I'm tripping, y'all.
No, it still applies. Let the past die.
It's applicable. I'm just saying.
I mean, fucking Kylo Ren and Thanos were speaking the truth in both cases, either way. So, but yeah, Tony Stark still being relevant despite the fact that it's supposed to be a fucking solo Spider-Man movie was the most annoying part of it to me. But how'd y'all feel about the early start of it?
I feel like they should have used like something else just to remember Iron Man or whatever. Just like whoever was gonna be the next Iron Man. They're trying to make it seem like it's Spider-Man, but it's not gonna be Spider-Man. It's like, let Spider-Man be great already by itself.
Yeah, that I hated that entire premise. Who's gonna be the next Iron Man? Like, fuck him. Iron Man ain't that great. Like, he did. You know what? No, this is not gonna be the Iron Man bash
Riri
out.
Williams for Iron Man.
What's
We're
up?
gonna have haters for it. I said Riri Williams for Iron Man.
Yeah, I still support that decision. Hell, and before anybody fucking bitches about it, don't forget your Lord and Savior RDJ wanted it to happen. So, fuck y'all.
Okay, so the start of the movie, he's just web slinging and being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man,
Mhm.
and on the way, he's he's building up for his European trip that he's going on with his homies.
Mm.
And then they also cover small things. One thing I want to touch on is they explain to us what happened when everyone got snapped.
Yes,
to
that's
reality.
I do appreciate what they
That
did
was
with that.
That was
That shit was
yeah, that was
hilarious.
appreciated, and it was funny as fuck because everyone literally just came exactly right when they got snapped back. They appeared right where they were when they died. So I mean, for some people, some people were flying on airplanes. They fell 30,000 feet. I mean,
Oh
that's really
yeah,
unfortunate.
yo,
That's so fucking.
you know when they mentioned that, the
They
immediate
probably
thought,
got hit in the roads. A lot of people probably died. Now that I think about that, that's morbid.
yeah, but thankfully I went the funnier route with it. The moment they had explained that everybody popped up right where they got snapped out of existence, my mind immediately went to, okay, in that 5-year time span where people who used to be married fucking went off and found new love interests and whatever, that means somebody who might have died in their bed, who might have been snapped out of their bed, just popped up while their old husband or whatever is fucking somebody else on their bed. That's
Bro, imagine you got snapped out of reality, came back, dude's just laying like the meanest pipe on your wife, like right on your bed. Matter of fact, you're on top of both of them.
God forbid it's your goddamn brother who's piping down your wife and shit. Like, damn.
It's even crazier.
Like, really, Tyrone? You fucking my wife? It's only been 5 years. Motherfucker, yeah, it's been 5 years. I was gonna dick her down in 2, but I wanted to be respectful and give an extra one. Shit, that was actually fucked up. I shouldn't
Name
have.
is Tyrone. I was gonna do the fuck your wife skit, but
Yeah.
I don't think we have time.
Yeah, but yeah. But even going back to the school part of that whole entire scenario, I would be highly upset if I have to restart my entire year just because I got snapped out of existence. Like, motherfucker, y'all could have skipped my grade. Like, shit. But yeah. So, but speaking of, can we talk about how much of a fucking fuckboy Brad is real quick? Like, fuck that dude. He was on the most bullshit ass fuckboy simp ass shit.
I hate it.
I hated
I
that.
hated Brad.
The Asian dude.
Bro, I would have thrown. Oh my god, I would have thrown down with Brad. I've known many Brads in my life.
Never in my life have I met somebody like that. Like, I understand the wanting
Should
to
have just
get
named him Chad. I mean,
Yeah,
they should've
yeah.
just gone all in.
Yeah, like they should have just named him Chad. But I'm just like, bruh, I have never met anybody who is on that level of thirst that they're gonna go out of their way to try to ruin somebody's reputation just to get, not even to get some pussy, to get a kiss or hold hands with a girl. Like, what kind of shit is
Now
that?
you look like a huge hoe.
Yeah, just like,
I were Peter, I would have just taken his phone from him, like,
yeah, that would have been the moment, like,
then smacked him and knocked him the fuck out.
yeah, like he did fucking Flash, accidentally of all things.
Okay,
He
wait.
got knocked
Sorry,
the fuck out.
for people who need like some context, they're in they were on their way to Prague. I don't remember where they were at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they stopped for this restroom break, and Peter goes in this one place, and Shield set up this whole field trip to be rerouted to Prague instead of Paris.
Mm.
And when Peter's going, this girl, like this foreign girl's like, come here. And she pulls him into a room, and she works for Shield, and she's like, undress, and she's trying to get him to, put on his new suit, covert suit that they made, so nobody would know Spider-Man was there, obviously, for the sake of his classmates not finding out. And then this Brad guy just walks in, and he sees Peter with his pants off with his blonde chick. Just like the first thing he does, pulls up his camera, takes a photo, boom. He's like, oh, okay, I got to show this to MJ because you're a piece of shit.
Like, yeah, that is the, oh my God. Like, okay, one, even if what dude saw was actually about to happen, mind your damn business. I don't fucking know. But we fast forwarded like way ahead. Let's okay, so they go on their trip, and their trip is to Italy first and foremost. And side note, what kind of school are they going to that their school trip is Italy? My school trip was New Orleans, and that was expensive as fuck for my school. Any of y'all schools were funding that kind of field trip? And if so,
no, I mean, I went to school with a lot of rich kids, so yeah, they did fund that sort of stuff,
Oh,
but you had
okay.
to pay for it. Really, it was
Oh,
like $5,000 type shit.
oh, bump that noise.
No, but not for a whole tour. They'd have been like, "Hey, we're gonna take a charter plane to Ghana." Yeah, I mean, hey, if you remember seeing the other movies, Peter seems to be like the only guy at Midtown that's not loaded. Heck,
I,
or am I tripping?
I, no. I mean, Midtown is a public school, so it's not like. And plus, it was for their
Yeah,
fucking science club or
but I mean,
whatever.
there are public schools. I mean, there are public schools that get funded by. There's a school. It's not even in Memphis, but it's like southeast of Memphis, and this right.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of nice houses in there and everyone. They just built a new high school. When I was working with this moving company, we helped put all the stuff there. This high school is $91 million.
Oh, I can't relate.
It's a public school.
Yeah, yeah. My
Yeah.
my permanent image of public school is basic as fuck. So if there's rich public schools out there, I
Well,
don't know they
mine's
exist.
too. The one that I was zoned to go to was
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm already going on tangents and I'm not even talking about the movie. But so they in Italy and shit. Peter has got this entire fucking game plan to spit game to MJ, who
corny as fuck, by the way.
it was corny as fuck, but it was adorable at the same
But I loved
time.
it because like a high school movie. Yeah, like it's a
Yeah.
high school movie. It's supposed to be corny.
Yeah. And okay, MJ. Her name is Michelle Jones. She is not Mary Jane Watson. Everybody shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna even go any further on that one. But anyway, so he's got this entire game plan to spit game to fucking Mary Jane and shit. And as corny as it is adorable as fuck. And then fucking Water Monster, who I guess was supposed to be a nod to Hydro Man. If so, that was the lamest way to do
Water
it.
elemental. Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Fucking Water Monster pops up in Italy and starts wrecking shit. And Spider-Man, well, Peter is trying to stop it. Oh, yo, low key, I forgot he had it, but he had them slick ass fucking web shooters that just like nano pop up and shit, just like yeah, that was some clean shit. I'm not gonna lie, but
ain't no anybody finna catch him lacking out here.
right. Though the fact that he didn't have his suit on, well, yeah. What Peter was trying to do, he was trying to take a whole ass vacation from the superhero shit. Like he didn't even.
Yeah, and it's like, geez, somebody didn't tell you you're Spider-Man. That's not how that works.
Yeah, the goat needs his uniform at all times. But yeah, so Water Monster's wrecking shit. Then in pops in Mysterio, fucking Glenn Beck or whatever, and he's fighting the Water Monster. Spider-Man kind of helps him out low key, even though he was really didn't do shit. And the Water Monster is destroyed. Nick Fury, fucking pops in like Agent Bourne and shit, and he starts what'd he do? He fucking tranked Gank. What's the fucking Asian kid's name? Genki?
Ned.
Ned.
It's Denki is Miles. Like Ned is supposed to be kind of the Denki.
Yeah, that like he
Denki
might
is Miles' friend, but Ned is obviously a rip off of that.
Yeah, but anyway, fucking Nick Fury fucking tranks his ass, and he's trying to explain to him like, "Yo, we got fucking problems. You gonna bring your ass with me?" Because Peter's apparently been ghosting Nick Fury for a while now.
Not longer than that. No, sorry, he's been ghosting him for a long time, but like not actively ghosting him. Like Nick Fury wasn't necessarily calling him; he was just expecting Spider-Man to show up and talk to him.
Right.
Nick Fury's calling him for like the span of a day or so, and Spider-Man just keeps sending a voicemail.
Yeah, which is hilarious as fuck because fucking Rhodey was having a goddamn panic attack about it. He's like, "You do not fucking ghost Nick Fury." But yeah. Also, side note on that one, Rhodey's fucking Aunt May. I don't appreciate that because Aunt May is supposed to be pure. I don't know why motherfuckers are hitting on Peter's
Marissa
fucking.
Tomei is so fine.
Yeah, she's definitely MILF material. Like she could get it, but
yeah,
Aunt May is supposed to be pure. You cannot touch her. You do not touch Aunt May. I don't care what the fuck she look like. But
the thing is pure to the MCU. I've learned that much. Sorry, guys. Still got a little bit of Fat Thor PTSD going on.
We're gonna talk about PTSD in a minute about this movie, but fucking. So Nick Fury brings them down to their underground Italy shield base, and they explain the fucking multiverse shit. Yo, I'm glad that Peter had his little geek moment, because for a while I was like, he doesn't really seem smart like they try to say he is in the MCU. But he had an entire fucking tangent talking about how fucking mind blowing the idea of the multiverse would be and all this shit, and everybody just looking at him like, the fuck did you just say? And he's like, well, I'm sorry. Y'all motherfuckers
Those
are too...
people are idiots. Who hasn't heard of multiverse theory nowadays?
Yeah, I kind of feel like at
talking about this shit with my aunt, and she's like, y'all don't understand. She's like a huge ass redneck. She lives in Nowheresville, Mississippi, and even she knows multiverse theory.
Yeah, but I feel like it's one of those. It's like in a universe where zombies exist, somehow the term zombie never popped up before. Like, it's one of those weird things, I think. But so yada yada, fast forward, people start making allusions to Peter not being able to step up to the plate to be the quote unquote next Iron Man. Again, bullshit.
Nick Fury keeps testing Peter's gangster. I got you, bro. I know you're a little confused here. Nick Fury is a hoe, and in typical Nick Fury, keeps testing Spider-Man's gangster because he just doesn't understand Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, in typical Spider-Man fashion, responds because he's clutch as shit. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Walker. But when Spider-Man keeps telling him, no, I can't go to Prague. You know, my friends, I can't just leave. That wouldn't make sense. Nick Fury's like, all right, bet I got something for you. And he reroutes the whole school trip to Prague, like spy shit. They're explaining this whole theory. The reason we're kind of glossed, the real plot of the movie doesn't start until like the last third of the movie.
Yeah, like the second half.
Like some chill. Yeah, that's why we're kind of glossing over this part. Like, oh, these ice elementals from because and they said that this was Earth 616, but we'll touch on that later.
Oh yeah,
but not later. But yeah, they're like, oh, these elementals, they'll destroy the Earth. They're just, the fire one's the strongest one. If you let him touch the core and build up all this electromagnetic energy, blah blah blah. Typical end of the world villain type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Prague, stuff goes down. Spider-Man kind of talks to MJ, Monster, the metal one. Ned's got a girlfriend, in case we glossed over that. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was the quickest ass romance I've ever seen, and I had absolutely no problem with it.
A quick forced romance, but it was still funny as shit. My brother hated it, but I was like, dude, I thought that was hilarious. I think my brother's just a hate.
Trying to help out Peter to get with his girl. And then he ended up getting the girlfriend. So he's like, what happened to the bachelor life, man?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so Peter stops the monster and everything, and him and Beck are chilling, having a heart-to-heart. Here's what we glossed over. Peter was it Nick that gave it to him, or was it Happy who gave it to him? But he was given these sunglasses, and yeah, Happy gave it to him, and he was given these sunglasses that are hooked up to this giant satellite. I'm just going to lowball it and say like tens of thousands of drones on it, right? And these drones are automated. They got, missiles, chain guns, all of it, right? Like they're meant to fuck shit up.
Yeah, they decked out.
Just for Spider-Man for some reason, thinking Spider-Man needed this. I mean, that one's beyond me. I mean, I guess maybe in like, if there's another Chitauri invasion, that would have been very useful.
Yeah,
that's many scenarios that Peter needs this.
Yeah, that was a question I had when the moment they introduced that. I'm like, so how long has he had those drones? And if he had them longer than a year, why the fuck didn't he use them before?
And that's what they kept saying. They kept saying he made it for Peter. It'd be different if they're like, oh no, this was Tony's, and
then he's just passing it on.
I'm pretty sure they kept saying, oh yeah, he made it for Peter, like specifically for Peter. And I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah,
whole new Iron Man mantle thing. And when him and Beck are having their heart to heart, Beck is spitting some game, right? Like Mysterio, I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, this guy, he would make a good guy if I didn't know he was a fucking villain because I'm not
I'm not a pleb.
Casual. Well, sorry to call you casuals out, but we all called it.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
Like
second they announced it, second they sent Mysterio's in the movie, like, bro, that's the main villain.
Yeah, but I'll say this: even though I already believed he was gonna be the fucking villain, I was willing to believe that he could actually be the good guy in this universe.
He was like spitting mad game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was Superman, dude. He was inspiring me. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, but that was the problem. His game,
it down.
He was laying down bars that were too good to be genuine. I'm like you are Confucius with the fortune cookie fucking speech right now. So I was like literally, I counted down on a dot. I'm like, and then he turns it because he's been game to Peter, and then after Peter gives him the glasses and leaves, I literally counted down saying, and he turns into a villain in 3, 2, 1, and then you see the entire bar that they were in fucking drop a fucking hologram. All the extra ass people are gone and shit. And I hate that a fucking train is going as I'm talking right now, you piece of shit.
I got you. Okay, because I'm feeling tonight. Anyways, but yeah, so the bar drops down all cinematic, like it's like, it's illusions everywhere. And apparently, this dude just has a whole cast and crew of people that hate Tony Stark. And the thing is, Beck apparently is not the one, like, not even the technological mastermind behind this. That's like other people. He's just kind of the ringleader. One thing that bothered me, I guess, is I didn't have a problem with him being the bad guy. I just wasn't sure if this was the angle I liked. I kind of think I would have preferred it if he had like magic or something like that.
Yeah, I would have preferred.
But I liked the character that he was putting down, even if I knew he was going to be a bad guy. And I kind of was like, when they switched to his real personality, he kind of, I don't know, he's just acting like he was acting like an actor, like he completely broke character. It was so breakneck. I was like, not that I hated it. It was just a minor complaint. I would have liked it maybe if it was a little more magic inspired.
Low key, I actually think I prefer this version of Mysterio than the original comic book version. Reason being, okay, so for anybody who doesn't really know who Mysterio is, Mysterio was in fact a fucking actor or a stunt double or whatever. I can't remember exactly, but he was specialized in movie effects and shit. But the thing that I never really liked about Mysterio from the original comics is he's a one-man show trying to do all these illusions and shit. It never felt believable to me.
Yeah, that's why I said magic based, because obviously if he's doing all this on his own, I'd be like, that's a load of shit.
Right. So the fact that they gave him a crew to do all the shit, like, he's a genius in his own right, because he created the base holographic technology. Is just the drones and shit, which was actually a nice little callback because the drones were actually created by the fucking doctor from the first Iron Man movie, which was
was it Obadiah? Oh no,
I don't fucking remember his name.
I was thinking, but he was in it, Obadiah, whatever. He was he was in a flashback.
Yeah, so that was
the bald guy, the one that was
Jeff
the
Bridges.
main villain in Iron Man 1. That was Obadiah.
Jeff
He
Bridges
fired
villain.
the guy.
Yeah, so shout out to them for doing a callback that far back. But yeah, the whole entire cast and crew of this fucking pretty much scam that they're doing was elaborate as fuck. But it also made me hate every last one of them because they knowingly tricked the goddamn kid. And it happened to be Spider-Man, so I'm like, y'all lucky I'm not in this universe because I would have murked every last one of y'all just for that alone.
All right, because the thing is, all these weapons, and it's completely unsuspecting. Everything is going great for Peter. He's the hero. He passed off the burden of being the next Iron Man, and he's finna go get the girl. Because we glossed over this, but now MJ thinks Brad is a total douche because he is a douche, but like spun that story and he's like, I totally got a picture. And Peter,
fuck that Chinese Chad looking motherfucker.
In a roundabout way, Peter got the picture deleted via hacking and shit like that. So Brad ended up looking like a douchebag. So MJ's totally not falling for him. he goes to MJ. They walk on the bridge. He's giving him this whole speech and everything. Giving her this whole speech and everything. And she's like, "Oh yeah, you're Spider-Man. It's super obvious. Blah blah blah. All this other stuff, right?" I'm sure y'all saw it in the trailers. You know, everyone knew that was. Didn't. Oh well, they said it in the trailers.
Right.
She's Spider-Man. She goes over all the reasons that she knows he's Spider-Man. And I'm like, well, yeah. Apparently, she does not adhere to comic book logic.
Yeah, she actually has common sense.
Well, person apparently. She's like, I see through all of your damn lies. This drone thing, right? And she's like, hey, I think she thought it was Peter. Was that what it was?
Yeah, she originally thought the drone was his or some shit. MJ, what made MJ connect the dots on Peter being Spider-Man was all the shit that she listed off, but it also came down to okay, so prior to them going on the bridge and doing their little heart-to-heart, the last of the elementals attacked, and it was the lava one, the quote-unquote most powerful one, and the whole entire scenario with that shit didn't even make sense, but they were lying anyway, so fuck it. And Spider-Man was supposed to be low-key during that little fight, so Ned tried to cover for him by saying, no, that's not Spider-Man, his name is Night Monkey, which I thought was kind of low-key racist, but I could have just been in my feelings.
It was funny, though.
Yeah, it was hella funny, but I was kind of in my feelings
The
when I
only
heard
reason
that.
it was funny is because everybody involved was white. If it was Miles or something like that, and he was like, "That's Night Monkey," I'd be like, "Wait."
Yeah, that was the only thing that didn't have
Everybody
people
involved was white, so I was like, it's funny.
Yeah, but anyway, so everybody else is believing it's Night Monkey, even though this motherfucker was using weapons and shit. But MJ is like, nah, bro. That you mean to tell me from
Really, Spider-Man.
Yeah. So she hands him the projector that she found in the fight because she was actually hiding in a corner watching him fucking fight the monster. And Spider-Man had unknowingly knocked a drone out of its formation from the others. And she picked it up, she stored it, and when she passed it off to Peter, a fucking copy of the Storm Elemental shoots out, and they're like, what the fuck just happened? So now they realize that Beck is lying out of his fucking ass. He's a liar, McLiar face. And Peter realizes, wait, oh shit. If I got this drone and I know that he's fucking lying, Beck probably knows that I know that he's lying. And he's probably gonna kill you motherfuckers now because of it. So he's having an entire fucking freak out episode, and they try to doesn't he try to get in contact with Fury like almost immediately afterwards? Or did he try to confront Beck immediately? I can't remember.
He tried to get in contact with Fury, and then he was just like,
Everything was like tapped.
Yeah, you're right.
I was worried everything was tapped. And then how did he got the message to that was afterwards. I was later in the movie. I'm wondering, what was it he ended up getting? He thought he got in contact with Fury and ended up going to Berlin next.
Right.
That was all Beck's thing, right?
Yeah, that
Fury was in London the whole time.
Yeah. Fury was in London. Beck pretty much set up this entire fucking ambush scenario because his hologram technology is fucking powerful as shit.
Okay,
because
and we're not doing service to what happened. I was completely fooled.
Hell yeah.
I'm telling y'all, Beck comes up, expected to be fooled, but it's Fury comes up once he gets in Berlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, get in the car. He's like, don't say anything till we're in a secure location. They go to this office building, blah, 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 all this other stuff. Some drones show up and they shoot Nick Fury, right? And you're like, oh shit,
right?
And I'm like, bro, come on, they didn't fucking kill Nick Fury. I was like, come on, man, I fucking love Nick. I love Sam Jackson's Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't kill him. I was like, at least resurrect him or some bullshit like that. I was like, fuck, man. And he goes through this whole trippy thing, and his Peter Tingle isn't working, right? I just want you to know.
No, the hell is not. Don't you even start that. Don't you start Peter that Tingle. Shit. That is not a thing.
Calls it that.
I don't give a fuck. You did not call it the.
But yeah,
I'm triggered.
so he's going through all these like just nightmarish things to him because his spider sense isn't working right now, and it has something to do with the blip. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was a pleb. I drank way too much. I went to the bathroom when they were explaining this. I know y'all can roast me all you want. Something to do with when they were snapped out, and when he came back, it just wasn't working right for some reason. Yeah, basically.
I don't think that was the
thing.
I don't think that was the explanation. I think it was just
I was literally leaving right when they were talking about it, and then when I came back, my brother was like, "I don't know, blip or something."
Yeah,
you're useless. I don't remember what it was. Sorry, guys.
Pretty much
not working.
Pretty much what the movie pretty much explained without actually using words is Peter's spider sense isn't as strong as most mediums present it to be. Pretty much, because even at Far From Home, or no, his first appearance was Civil War. Spider-Man, Peter was only Spider-Man for like 8 months. So he was still basically learning his powers. So I guess what they were trying to imply through these through the 3 movies was the spider sense hasn't fully matured yet. And so that's why the illusions were able to work against Peter, because his spider sense was like, I don't know what the fuck is real and what's not. You gonna have to figure that out on yourself, by yourself, homie. But yeah, these illusions were fucking powerful as shit, because I did not know who the fuck was happening. Because so ambush happens, Nick Fury gets shot, Spider-Man goes through this entire fucking acid trip, and Mysterio was whooping his ass. And then when you finally see Spider-Man fucking get one over on him, and and Nick Fury shows up alive, fucking Fury's trying to figure out, okay, who have you all told so that we can fucking protect them? And Peter tells him like, oh, I just told my closest friends, yada yada. And he's like, okay. Fucking hologram drops, Peter gets knocked the fuck out, and it turns out it's fucking Beck, who was Nick Fury the entire time. This mother,
and y'all don't understand. This moment was climactic, though. Like, I really thought they said it to be really climactic, and then Fury shot Beck, and they foreshadowed that happening earlier. And I said, kind of like I was like, that wasn't a good ending, but I really thought that was the ending because the whole encounter was so climactic.
Yeah, like,
and he drops the holograms, and he's like, "You're so easy to fool," and I'm like, "No, wait, I'm so easy to fool." Right? I fell for that.
Like, Beck is a fucking method actor, because he had these characters down to a T. Like, I could not tell one way or the other who the fuck was who. But yeah, so Beck. So what fucking Beck does to drop Peter so he can go and complete his plan, he hits this motherfucker with a bullet train.
Bullet train.
You know how fucking fast those are? And yo, this lets you know Spider-Man's the GOAT, even in the MCU. This motherfucker takes a bullet train to the face and he walks that shit off. Like, granted, he didn't really walk it off, but motherfucker only was slightly banged up afterwards. Like, yo, I think that's the best feat minus fucking
Spider. Bro, didn't he wake up? Oh man, Spider-Man woke up in what was it, the Netherlands or something like that?
Yeah, he woke up in the Netherlands prison. And they were the nicest fucking convicts I've ever seen in the world. Like, they're like, "Hey, we gave you a coat. You look like you were a little cold over there, buddy." Like, you know what? For a low key second, I thought they were gonna be like, "Hey, you looking kind of good though. What you doing?" I thought it was gonna be an Oz scene real quick. I'm not gonna lie, but no, they were just nice all the way through. And I'm like, the fuck? Fucking Peter basically escapes from jail. He calls Happy, and you have this real touching heart-to-heart moment between Peter and Happy, and I'm just like, y'all making best boy cry. I don't appreciate this right now. Zach, you could probably recall it better than I can right now.
Okay, so they're setting it up. They're in like this beautiful field and everything, right? All these colorful flowers and whatnot. Peter called Happy. Peter's sitting there limping and crying, and it's not because he's in pain. Well, I mean, he's limping because he's in pain. He's not crying because he's in pain. He's crying because he's like, dude, I'm a colossal fuck up. Eating himself up. And Happy's kind of like, Pete, you okay? And they kind of have like this whole genuine moment. Like Happy actually cares about him and everything. And he just sees how banged up and how, hard Peter tries, even if it's, to no avail.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet moment. And then they set it all up for the climax. And that was where shit got interesting. I hope he keeps that suit. Oh no! Wait, actually, that suit got all tore up. He's totally not keeping that. Or did he? I can't remember now.
No, he's probably gonna keep the suit.
Did he have it in the credits?
Yeah, he had it at the end credits scene.
Suit. I like the black and red color scheme.
Yo, you know what? The way that suit was designed, it kind of looked like the MCU version of the Superior Spider-Man suit. Like that's what it low key reminded me of. But
But yeah, Beck's and Beck is setting up this whole plan, just so y'all know. Their plan is to go stop Beck. Beck is in London. He is finna tear shit up with one last plan. He's finna kill hundreds, if not thousands of people, because now he's got all of the drones, right? So he can make like a super mega elemental monster bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter's friends are there.
Real quick.
Everything is set up.
Real quick. In case anybody's asking, okay, if there's such a big threat, or if Beck is telling people there's such a big threat, where are the rest of the Avengers? Apparently, Beck has convinced Fury that only he can fucking stop the fucking threat. So the Avengers are a no-go. So that was
They do also say, because the way Beck is setting it up is it's like, it's like, hey, this is all about to happen right now, right? So we, you need whoever you got. Well, apparently there's just not any Avengers.
Right.
Apparently all the heavy hitters are busy. Thor's off world. Don't invoke the name of Captain Marvel. Apparently she's doing way more important stuff than saving Earth.
I mean,
but yeah, nobody's available. So they're like, hey, we got Spider-Man and me, and that's all we need. Because didn't he say he was like his dimension Sorcerer Supreme? Or am I tripping?
No, he didn't say that. He was a part of some type of. His story was he was his Earth's defense force essentially, but he wasn't Sorcerer Supreme. That's what a lot of us assumed he was going to be from the trailers and shit.
It looked like it with the cape and all that other stuff. It just looked like they were setting it up
and throwing up the gang signs and shit.
Mm-hmm. And then he even had the magic shit that looked like Doctor Strange's stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so
one last massive plan, and yeah, Peter goes to stop him.
And Peter does some fucking. Okay, the suit is the cleanest shit I've seen from the movies thus far. It had all the throwback shit. Like he had a fucking spider parachute on his back. He had the fucking the web glider wings. Like it was all the callbacks that I liked. But Beck is trying to kill him, and Beck is trying to make this one last. He realizes his plan's about to fuck up and shit, so he's trying to do this one last hurrah to paint the picture of him being the greatest hero ever. And Peter, of course, whoops his ass, and his spider sense finally kicks in the most heroic way possible. Like, okay, during the scene,
this is broken, bro.
Shit, who you telling?
Hallway of like fucking minigun turrets.
Yes,
and he does not get shot once.
Yo, tell me why when he reached Beck and Beck tried to do the illusion shoot him in the head scene. Did anybody else think Peter actually just caught the bullet in his hand before they actually panned it back and you saw he caught the gun? Like I legit,
I saw he caught the gun.
I must have missed it because at first I thought, oh shit, he caught a bullet. Okay, fucking Matrix ass motherfucker.
And y'all don't understand. Beck is like, hey, I'm an actor till my dying breath.
Yo,
I shit you not. He got shot by one of his drones because he was on some bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's giving Peter the whole speech. Peter, and all this other stuff, bro. It was just another fucking illusion while he's bleeding out, and he's like, even if I die, I'm gonna kill Spider-Man. That's how mad he was at this point, right?
Yeah, that was some.
Even if I die, I'm gonna kill Spider-Man. Pettiest villain like fucking ever.
Yeah, that dude is a villain after our own heart.
Like, Thanos was petty because he was like, "Hey, some people from a different timeline are trying to stop what I did in that timeline. I'm gonna go and like tear shit up, right?
Mm-hmm.
All that, but he did it. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because he's like, dude, I win, but he knew he won. But he's like, dude, I got to do this. I got to do this for the Thanos name. But Mysterio, bro, he is so petty.
Yo, he might be our villain mascot, honestly, as petty as he fucking was. But
Maybe, I mean, he was a good villain, man. But yeah,
You-
he's so fucking petty. I hate him. Oh, and yeah, MJ and Peter kiss. And wait, this might be my favorite part of the movie because like awkward as shit, right?
Mhm.
And I'm glad that their first kiss wasn't like some like really immaculate makeout
Yeah.
session and all that other stuff. They just kind of like
It was a quick ass peck.
like they just they just kind of like both kind of like leaned in and like what and just like yep, we did it. That might have been my favorite part of the movie.
Okay, but back to fucking. Okay, so you have the end movie fucking kiss scene between the two. Then you get to the mid credit scene. It's fucking. It's the mid credit scene is just pretty much Peter and MJ web swinging together for the first time, and MJ is thoroughly
Being
shook.
cute.
Yeah, being cute, and she's thoroughly shook by web swinging. Like she is shooketh to the 10th degree, and that was cute and all, but it was the second scene that fucking wait no. I think I have it backwards.
Oh, okay. So here's how it goes. Unless Adam wants to take it. But
Yeah, Adam, do you remember which credit scene happened first?
The first one was when Peter just taking MJ through the city, you know, web slinging, showing her what it's like, how he is Spider-Man and he just web slings through the city and everything. And then she's like, let's never do that again.
Right.
And then he's like, all right, let me go do some Spider-Man stuff. And then breaking news happens. And, you know, everybody's favorite news reporter, Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson.
He's like, Spider-Man's a villain. And then they reveal the whole thing that Beck had made while he was dying.
Yeah,
and
this is the pettiest moment for Beck right now.
We need to induct him, bro.
Yes, we got to, man.
Okay, so
he just shows that
that
Spider-Man was just basically the one that killed him, and he was just like, I gotta reveal his identity too, and he's Peter Parker. And so now everybody sees him as a villain, and he's revealed his secret identity.
Yo, we're not doing it justice.
Peter's just, what the fuck?
We're not doing it justice because
how they built that up. Bro, me fuck at the same time. Okay, Peter didn't get to finish his fuck, but like me and him literally at the same time, we were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I cannot stress enough how fucking glorious Beck was in his pettiness. Because this motherfucker was selling it. Like, he's like, yo, I was trying to kill this fucking elemental. And Peter and fucking Spider-Man, he's trying to stop me. He's like, only one of us could be the next Iron Man. Like, he is spitting the biggest game right now to the fucking world. And he's like, but just so if I die this day, I need you to know the true identity of Spider-Man is, and it cuts off like it would in like any other movie before you think like he's gonna actually reveal the information. And it cuts back and he's like, it's Peter Parker with a fucking picture of this dude's high school photo. Like that, this dude is petty. And I love it and I hate it at the same time. But fuck. But Zach, something that you said before had me, because I initially loved that scene, but what you told me when we were talking about it before kind of makes me think I might hate it now because it feels.
Which scene? The one where they reveal his identity?
Yeah, because you might.
I don't know. I like my boy Spider-Man to have his identity secret.
I do too. But
there's a guy there's few characters whose personal lives I'm invested in, right? Like if everyone knew Batman was Bruce Wayne, I wouldn't care.
Right.
I'm not very invested in Bruce Wayne's personal life. I like Batman more. But like for example, Superman, for example, I actually like Clark Kent. I mean, when he's a reporter being Clark Kent, that's not that cool. But when he's doing other things as Clark Kent, it's actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm completely with you on that. But what we were talking about before was it almost feels like they revealed his identity because they're really trying to push him to be RDJ Spider-Man. Like, and if that is the case that Marvel's trying to do, I'm not happy about it.
Shame on them.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it. Like, I know that I come on this podcast talking about the MCU is its own universe. It should be treated as such. But I also say I have a clear Spider-Man bias. I hate the fucking Iron Man mentor shit. Like, I hate it. I hate Iron Man. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man should not... Stop. Let me stop.
I'm down, big fella.
It happens every time.
Everybody curious? The whole multiverse thing was it was a bunch of hullabaloo. He made all that up.
Yeah, he was...
I can't believe people eat this bullshit up.
Yeah, like... Yeah, that was the funniest part about that. He's like, apparently in this
world...
I
was happy. I'm not gonna lie. I was heated, just like we were talking about. I said, bro, if they say this is Earth 616, I'm gonna be heated as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
And then they come out, and they're like, this is Earth 616. And I was like, bro, I was steaming. I was just...
Yeah, I was waiting for the shoe to drop because I'm like, okay, if he doesn't turn out to be a villain and he's lying... there's gonna be some fucking problems with the MCU from now on. But thankfully, they dodged the bullet, and now you won't have to hear us fucking bitch about it because there was.
I know what everyone's thinking. Nick Fury's in this movie a whole bunch. That guy's the top spy. So trusting of who seemingly seems like an amateur, kind of. You know, this guy they've never heard of. Why would they be so trusting of this? Well, it turns out through the course of this whole movie, Nick Fury and Maria Hill are both Skrulls.
And not just any Skrulls. The two...
yeah.
Fucking Talos from Captain Marvel. And if you motherfucking Captain Marvel haters actually saw the movie, you would actually know this. So, yeah, it's kind of important. Fucking Talos and his wife are impersonating Nick Fury and Maria Hill. Now, you may be wondering, does that mean we're going to have a Secret Invasion movie coming up? No, because the second end credit scene is fucking Nick Fury looking out at the fucking beach, your classic beach view. Then hologram drops, and it turns out he's in a fucking space station filled with presumably all the Skrulls that fucking Captain Marvel saved in her movie. Spoiler alert. And yeah, I fucking called it before, and I gotta find the episode that I called it. It's probably the Captain Marvel fucking review that we did on the podcast.
I think it is.
But I fucking called it. SHIELD is now Alpha Flight, or it's SWORD, one of the two. If it's more than likely going to be SWORD, if anything. And SWORD is, in Marvel Comics, it stands for Sentinel World Observation Response Department. Pretty much they are SHIELD but in space. They deal with all the extraterrestrial threats, which makes sense because their biggest threat was fucking Thanos, an extraterrestrial threat. So, yeah.
Yeah, my sister said, she said, what was that? I said, it was either Alpha Flight or SHIELD. SWORD. She said, what's SWORD? I said, like the opposite of SHIELD. That was the best description.
But yeah, so
what's the acronym? Bitch, I don't know.
SWORD is a bit more interesting to SHIELD to me anyway, because the leader of SWORD has a lot of static with SHIELD. Like she is shady as fuck. She throws all types of shade at these motherfuckers. But if it's Alpha Flight, that means Captain Marvel is gonna be the new
green hair girl.
Yeah. But if it's not SWORD and it's actually Alpha Flight, that more than likely means Captain Marvel is going to be the new leader of the hero team, which is kind of expected, honestly. She's the most powerful one. But this movie was good. but there were pieces of it that I hated. The Peter Tingle, fuck that shit. I know that they did that just to try to make a meme out of it. I know they just
hilarious.
Shut the fuck up. It is not.
It was hilarious because of May. Okay, look, it was hilarious because Aunt May is fine, and when she said it, she was like, "You're Peter Tingle." I was like, "Yeah, the Peter Tingle."
Okay, you fucked up on 2 levels right there. Because one, again, May is pure. Stop. May is pure. You do not touch Aunt May. Period. I don't care what universe it is. You do not touch Aunt May. Second, no, we are not spreading Peter Tingle. That's not a thing. It's Spider Sense. Y'all better get that shit right. You're fucking out of here with this shit. I know fucking Marvel did that shit to try to make a meme out of it.
Tingle.
Fight me, ho. Square up.
I'm gonna make a hit and I'm gonna post it to our channel. It's gonna be called the Peter Tingle.
I will delete that shit. I will call my homie in the FBI. He's gonna fuck up your credit. No, that's the IRS. Fuck it. I'll still call him and tell him to get in contact with the IRS to fuck up your credit.
He finna release your porn history to everybody.
I'm gonna tell all the black women that you fuck with that you secretly a Klan member. Don't test me on this. But
in his off time, he replaces all of his C's with K's.
Oh my god! But any other standout moments from the movie though? If y'all got,
man, Happy got played by Aunt May.
Bro.
Yeah.
F in the chat, boys. F in the chat.
Yo, Happy got. Oh, he got swerved so hard.
That was hilarious. So look, so it's this thing that Peter's like, he's giving this whole speech about like I've kept secrets, blah blah blah, all this other stuff, and I'm like, well, I mean, I kind of figured what it was, right? And then I was like, but I do wonder who he's talking to, and then he said, so I have to know. Okay, and he's like, are you two dating? And he's sitting down Happy and Aunt May. And at the same time, they both respond, and Happy says yes. And Aunt May, what did she say? She was like, we're just kind of. She said something.
Yeah, just like we're just
like, she didn't leave out the dating thing, but she was like, just summer fling. We're just having fun, and like, two adults.
Like
and Happy's like, yeah, we're mature. And Happy keeps going along with it. Boy, Happy, man. I said we've all been there. Happy, it's okay. And she was fine anyways, so we're not going to judge you.
Like, yo, stop disrespecting Aunt May like that. But anyway, fuck it. But the way she said summer fling.
You don't need Happy to die anyways. I mean, we all know that would have been the next step.
Right.
He's already dead inside now.
Like, the moment she said summer fling, you know how in anime when a character's emotions just get fucking broken, you have that whole entire screen crack?
The sad Naruto music started playing in my head.
Like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god. She said fling. Damn. But yo.
You gotta edit that shit into the video.
Yo, if I can find this, if I can.
Naruto music in this.
I would if I could get that scene from the movie, but I don't want the fucking movie to be fucking flagged or some shit. So yeah, unfortunately I can't do that.
Darkness,
it's my old friend. Okay, that's it before they fucking try to monetize that shit from us. But anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's not go any further with that one. But yeah, Happy got played. Adam, you got any other one? Because I think you saw it last, so it's the freshest in your memory.
Yeah, true.
Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Okay. Here, I got a question for both of y'all. How many times in the movie did people just like approach Peter and you had the thought in your head, he could punch your head off, right? Because
I was thinking that the whole movie, especially because the whole movie they kept showcasing how stupid strong he is. So I'm like, Peter, if you don't fucking rip his heart out with your bare hands and show everybody,
like every time Nick Fury,
if I was Peter, I would be a savage. Like I would want Quentin Beck having those cameras rolling. I shit you not, I would have ripped his
fucking fatality.
I would have let people know. Like people would have been like, "Oh, Spider-Man's like,
oh, he about."
I didn't know he was that strong. Like he just shoved his hand through the armor and everything, and just ripped the heart right out.
But yo, low key, every time Nick Fury got into Spider Man's face, I'm like, bro, you get a little too ballsy nowadays. Like, don't forget, you got tricked by
You know Nick
Hydra.
Fury loves testing people's gangster.
Like, I'm just saying, after fucking Winter Soldier, Nick Fury really don't have the right to be getting in people's faces like that. He got tricked by Hydra hard. So him looking at Peter like he's fucking crazy, I'm like, Nick Fury, you're an old ass black dude with one eye. This is a whole ass teenager with hormones he hasn't gotten control of yet, with super strength. Back the fuck up.
We got to remember the
That
whole
would have
time.
been that would have been the fucked up part. Hey, imagine some shit would have happened where Peter would have knocked his ass out and it was a scroll. And then actually it got even more and then actually it ends up being even more wilder than we thought.
Yo,
Part is if the whole time it wasn't Mysterio, this actually was a lead up to Secret Invasion.
yo, yo, if that was actually a lead up to Secret Invasion, I would have been. Actually, I don't know how I would have
Shit
felt to
my
that.
pants. I don't know what I would have done.
Because when we were talking about Captain Marvel when it first came out, didn't one of us say like it almost feels like they don't want to do Secret Wars or some shit?
Yeah, I don't think they want to with the roles.
Honestly, I don't think the MCU can do another big event like that. They don't have enough characters for it, for one. And it just honestly, it wouldn't make sense. Like, even if you set up the Skrulls to be the villains of the MCU, the Avengers were a whole ass organization in the comic books. So I'm not trying to see a fucking civil dispute too, where they don't even have where they only
Disagreement too.
yes
Friends beat each other up, but no one died.
and the cops weren't involved. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so
Hey, I really hope they don't do a Civil War 2 movie.
I really don't, because MCU Captain Marvel is at least wholesome. Like, she is the core of what I used to like about Captain Marvel. So
Imagine you trying to push her and push, MCU Carol Danvers, and then you're like, oh yeah, but also pre-crime. Look at this.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like they will get sued for a Minority Report ripoff. But anyway, so all that being said, where do you see the future of Spider-Man going from here? Because in Marvel fashion, it's typically 3 movies and that's it.
Well, I hope he's leading the Avengers. I hope that he has 4 movies a year, and that's about it.
Adam?
I hope that they do something and try to bring in Venom in the MCU and just try to do some more stuff with that. But they're really gonna make him like the next Iron Man. Really, he's gonna appear in every other movie, even if it's not his own movie. So hopefully we'll get to see him in more movies, regardless if it's his own or not.
I mean, I never get tired of watching Spike out of people.
I mean, yeah.
He was destroying them drones. I could have watched that all day.
Oh yeah, that drone
Repeat.
that drone scene was fucking clean as fuck. Like, that was just parkour out the ass, and how he dropped them at the end was slick as fuck. Like, that was stylish as fuck. But personally, you know what I would want to see? Spider-Man, if for either his last movie or whenever movie he pops up next after the third one, he quits the Avengers and he starts going lone wolf, like pretty much like the comic books. Like, he's like, okay, look, y'all adults do some fuck shit. I'm gonna do me.
Or hear me out. What if the next step, forming the champions? I know that's wishful thinking.
Knee-jerk reaction was gonna be to say yes, but I don't want Peter in there. I actually want that to be Miles.
I know. I just don't see a organic way they're introducing Miles into the MCU at the moment.
You know what? That's fine. Give it to Sony. Use the Into the Spider-Verse Miles.
They do the whole animation style and everything. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keep that style.
Champions.
make it champions. Fuck, you can even introduce Riri Williams in that one.
Nah, I think Justice League tried that. I don't think a team up film stories is a good idea.
Maybe if they
Even
make
if
it a series.
everyone already knew the origin stories. Hey, that's another thing. Are y'all tired of hearing like famous origin stories? I'm glad they didn't go through the whole Uncle Ben thing.
Speaking of which, though, motherfuckers are still asking about Uncle Ben, and the director of Far From Home addressed it. Kind of. He's like, we purposely have not talked about Uncle Ben. Whether or not he's in the picture or not is up in the air because we, from the beginning, did not want to do an origin story. So pretty much, Uncle Ben's fate, his whole entire thing is unknown. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I don't think I've heard Spider-Man once say, "With great power comes great responsibility."
Not in this one.
I don't even think he said it from Homecoming.
Not sure about Homecoming. I just know they definitely didn't do this. They probably didn't do that just because Spider-Verse really beat it over the head.
I mean, yeah, but
I've seen that movie like 4 times since it's been on Netflix. I really like it.
yeah, I got the DVD. Sometimes I just play it to go to sleep because good Spider-Man.
For that soundtrack.
I just watched it this morning. I was just like, damn, Spider-Verse is on Netflix. I'm gonna watch that shit this morning.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen it with neither of my parents saw it, so I like individually watched it with both of them. And I just keep individually. I'm like, hey, have you seen Spider-Verse? They're like, no. I'm like, all right, I'm about to turn that shit on. We're gonna watch it.
Okay. So I know you said you want to have both, but I gun to your head: Spider-Verse or Far From Home?
Okay, let me just be objective.
Okay, while you being objective, Adam, which one would you choose?
Spider-Verse.
My man.
Just like I watched it 3 times in the theaters. Did not lose any enjoyment from rewatching it that many times. Loved it just as much as I did the first time. With Far From Home, if I gotta watch it again, I already know all the little surprises about everything, so I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy it as much as I did the first time. But I am gonna enjoy like some of the parts, like when he started tripping out with Mysterio, and like right before he got hit by that train and all that stuff. I'm gonna try to look and try to see all the little stuff in there because that shit was just trippy. I love that part. And then with him and the drums, that was like one of the best parts to me. But just like overall, it's gonna lose replay value. But Spider-Verse, still love it every time I watch it.
Okay, fellas, I've come to a decision.
There's only one right decision.
Okay, now while both of these movies are great,
oh my god, here it goes with the politician.
there are 2 deciding elements. There are 2 deciding elements that makes me give this victory. Okay, first off, it's the soundtrack.
Okay.
Nothing. Look, I don't even know if there were any fucking songs on Far From Home. Okay, that's how. If there was a soundtrack, I don't know.
I will say this for Far From Home: they had the fucking fire ass remix to the Spider-Man cartoon theme.
Okay, they did have that. Fire, and then Spider-Verse. What really wins it over for me, man, when Miles goes home with his parents, right after Peter B. Parker dies. Have all that music come on, and it's on the news, and they're just like, what? And then they're showing everyone's like, damn, fool, Spider-Man just died. That's fucked up. Because I couldn't imagine, I just try to put myself in their shoes. I'm like, bro, if Spider-Man was real and he died, I would be crying my ass off.
Oh, facts. Like I would be ugly crying.
That is what but Far From Home is firmly in the number 2 spot. I need to talk about that. Comicbum.com made a list. Far From Home, they ranked was the 5th best Spider-Man movie out of 8 of them.
Hold up. Let me do the math real quick. Let's see. There's the Sam Raimi trilogy. There's the 2 Andrew Garfield ones, and then you got Spider-Verse, Homecoming, Far From Home. Who was 4-1? Like who
Oh,
was
4-1. Oh, what were
Yeah.
4-1? Okay.
Yeah.
It was Spider-Verse was obviously first,
Okay.
right?
It better not be the trilogy.
Spider-Man number 2.
Was number 2?
I believe Homecoming. Spider-Man 3 was number 4. And then it was Far From Home.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do this list right now since we got enough Spider-Man movies to talk about. Number 1 Spider-Man movie. I think we can all agree is Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, sorry. I'm staring at a Far From Home cup. I'm literally staring at it right now. That's why I said it. It's just off the month.
Okay, so all three of us agree. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is number 1.
Yes.
Yep.
Number 2.
Far From Home, clearly.
Far From Home.
Okay, we agree on number 2 then. Number 3.
It's got to be Homecoming.
It could it's either Homecoming or Spider-Man 2 from the Raimi trilogy.
Okay, so me and Zach are Homecoming for number 3. I'm gonna say you're leaning more towards Spider-Man 2.
It's like 50-50 with that one.
I can
Okay.
see how my number 4 is definitely going to be Spider-Man 2.
My number 4 is actually gonna be the first Andrew Garfield one, The Amazing Spider-Man.
See, that one was going to make my 5.
That was gonna be my 5th one right
Okay, so
Spider-Man 2, it's just Doc Ock, and there's a couple really cool like scenes. We were talking about this. I
Yeah.
don't even remember the fucking plot of that movie, to be honest, but I just remember the cool hero scenes, and that was one of the things that really made me love heroes when I was younger. So nostalgia.
Okay, so that's number 4. Number 5. You said yours would be Amazing Spider-Man. Zach.
Yeah, the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Adam.
The first Amazing Spider-Man.
That's y'all number 5. My number 5
Yeah.
is Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Yeah, Jamie Foxx and all. Yeah. Because here you want you want to hear me out on this one.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yes, Jamie Foxx as Electro was bad. Nobody's going to refute that. But they did so much justice to the Gwen Stacy death scene that I'm like, okay, y'all get that one. Y'all get that one off that alone. Because Gwen Stacy was good in those movies. I don't want to hear it. She was actually a good fucking casting for that shit. And that death scene was done. It was slightly remixed because the original way it's portrayed didn't happen in the movie. The way they did it was it actually looked like Spider-Man saved her, but her fucking head just connected to the ground and it killed her. And then her body fucking slang back up from the webbing. But yeah, so number 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is my number 5. Yeah, my number 5. Okay, number 6. Because there's only 3 movies now.
For me, it'll have to be Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 is your number 6? Okay. Adam?
It's gonna have to be Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay. Number 7.
That's where I rank Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'll tell you why.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Adam. Number 7.
The Spider-Man 1 in the Raimi trilogy.
Okay. Now explain yourself, Zach.
Okay. I'll give you one. Harry Osborn. Such a forced friendship thing. Like, if they wanted me to believe they were such good friends, they should have put him in the first movie. Out of nowhere, all willy-nilly, like they're besties. And then they also get like really intense. I don't know, man. I just didn't like it. And then on top of that, the whole way that they've got like the Goblin Curse going on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Dane DeHaan, right? That's the name of the guy who played him. I'm a huge fan of him.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the guy. I think he's a really good actor. But the guy's about 5'8" and like 175 pounds. He overpowers 2 trained like security guards at like a Oscorp facility.
Mhm.
That was it for me. It's just
I
know that sounds so dumb.
Hey, it fits in line with
I
us
was
being
like, bro,
petty.
that's where the movie crossed the line. It was nowhere else in that movie that I said, bro, this really crossed the line. But when Dane DeHaan powers these two security guards and knocks them both out, I'm just like,
Oh my
watching.
god. Okay, number 8.
All right, also, Spider-Man was a dickhead.
Yes.
Friend,
Yes.
he's like, dude, if I could get some of Spider-Man's blood, I could live. And Spider-Man's just like, I was like, fuck you. I'm sorry. Okay, my number 8.
Yeah, number 8. Zach, what's your number 8?
Oh, I don't know why I was thinking Adam was going to go first. My number 8, by process of elimination, is Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
A lot of people are gonna say some shit. Yet this was like one of my first superhero movies. Super nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it at the time, but like going back, ooh, man, it doesn't age well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Adam,
Spider-Man 3.
that's fair. That's fair. Because Spider-Man 3 was terrible. Now-
I just felt like it aged better because it had better graphics. Same graphics. Those would be on par for me. But
They had fucking Eric Foreman play Venom, like Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
The guy that got made fun of for being skinny in that whole entire series is supposed to be this buff villain dude that gets a symbiotic suit. Nah.
Yeah.
look, y'all gotta understand, when I was a kid at the time, I was watching that '70s show like every day. It used to come on every day after school on FX.
Yeah.
I used to just watch that shit. So when that happened, I was like, "Oh, that is so wild." And then I realized that was the reason he left. And I was like, "Man, I really hate that they did that."
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all watched that '70s show like that, but you know, the final season.
Yeah. I barely remember it, honestly. But for the listeners at home, you may be wondering why I didn't chime in for the last 2 or 3 ratings. That's because the whole entire fucking trilogy was trash. Number 8. I hate everything about those goddamn movies. That was a terrible fucking Peter Parker. That was a terrible Green Goblin. That fucking Halloween mask ass shit was trash as fuck. Fuck that goddamn villain. The glider was cool though. That was okay. Harry Osborn was a piece of shit douchebag. Not even the good kind like in the comic books or in the cartoons. Fucking Venom was absolute shit. Eric fucking Foreman was a blonde Chad little fuckboy simp. Fucking Mary Jane Watson was terrible as shit. She was a damsel in distress, not like the actual Mary Jane, who's a fucking badass and fucking down as
like Michelle Jones.
yeah, like, yo, I don't care about people's nostalgia. That trilogy was terrible. It was the worst depiction of a Spider-Man. And honestly, I'm glad it's not getting any type of love from Marvel Comics. Fuck those movies. They No, I'm not gonna spaz. I'm not gonna spaz. I'm calm. I'm collected. I'm one with the universe. Everything is happy. Fuck those goddamn trilogies. But I think we might as well end it here because I'm gonna start ranting and shit.
Yeah, this is probably long as hell.
Okay. This has been the No Justice Podcast. If you like what you heard, probably did in this episode because I was trashing that stupid ass trilogy. Be sure to check out the links in the description below. Check out our social media, join our Discord, and you will be hearing from Adam more often on the podcast and in future content. The trilogy is now complete. The Trinity, I mean. Fuck the goddamn trilogy. You know what? Fuck it, done.
It can also be a trilogy.
That makes it sound like we're gonna have like 2 other podcasts, and then after that, it's over. But anyway, this
give the people what they ask for. All right, if this gets 1 million comments, 1 million likes, 1 million views.
let's shoot for 5 right now because we're still trying to break that. Anyway, this has been the No Justice.
Say no more. I'm gonna send it to my grandparents.
Your grandparents are gonna probably think your friend is fucking crazy. But anyway, this has been the No Justice Podcast. We'll catch y'all when we see you. That makes no goddamn sense. Anyway, bye. Deuces.